You can unmute your mic and say something.
Okay.
All right.
Can
All
you
right.
hear me?
Sorry, sir.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I noticed that my the extension I was using is, I don't know. It seems like it's not working because it's not giving me the auto suggestions. That's it. Yeah, I was not getting those auto suggestions, and I installed the extension, the Cairo extension. So I have to like type out everything, and sometimes it gives me typo error because maybe if I'm trying to retype something I've already typed at the top, normally there should be an auto suggestion now that should just bring it up, where it was not bringing up the thing.
I was also actually I was also experiencing that, but what was the problem for me though was when I wanted to test out the different functions in the different slides. I don't know. It kept on running the code that I had in the lib.cairo file, not the one I had in the rest, the 5.cairo, 6.cairo. I closed the terminal there and then I opened it where the, let me give an example for where the fifth slide, where the code for the fifth slide was. I ran the code with scab Cairo run, but it was still running the lib.cairo. So I couldn't test the slides, the files, whether they were actually working.
Wow. Looks strange.
Okay.
But,
David, I don't know.
David, when we had a meeting, didn't this thing didn't show up then?
Yes, but if I can remember, but I don't remember even trying to test it that time at all. I was just writing.
Okay. Okay, for Emmanuel, yours are you sure you installed the extension? You're sure? Are you sure that you installed it? Sometimes these extensions could misbehave. I have to be honest with you. This program is a new language, so most of their softwares and we call them moving targets. They are still improving on it. So sometimes they could really not give you what you want, but somehow one of the ways of getting over it is by maybe restarting the system or restarting your VS Code.
Okay, I'll do that.
Sometimes I even experience it if you are careful.
Yeah.
If you are very observant.
Yeah.
Sometimes I will type. I might not even get that warning that I'm not getting things right. Seeing that red squiggly lines, even sometimes autocomplete. So sometimes maybe I don't really know, but maybe the machine is slow, or maybe the internet connection is slow, or maybe one other. But as long as it's giving you that, sometimes it behaves well. It's not as if it's that's so it's not.
So I also have another issue. I don't seem to be getting error displays like those, the red lines, the yellow lines. They are not there. They are just plain text. Just
Plain text. Do you know what?
Yeah.
In as much as the class we today, the next time you will see me, I think is week 8. I think I will be part of week 8. But please don't hesitate to DM me. Like had it been you contacted me earlier, we could have found a way and sort this thing out before today's class. You understand? So
yes, sir.
I know how painful it's, when you are trying to learn something new and things are going south. It's not funny. It's not a good experience. It's very painful. It's not a good experience. So, and we have experienced, most of these people teaching you, we have experienced these things before, so it's easy for us to like point you to what to do and how to resolve these issues.
Yes.
It's well. It's well. It's well. We are here to help.
No, it's fine, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no person has a monopoly of knowledge. Maybe tomorrow there'll be something I don't understand. Then I will just DM you. You will just put me through.
Okay.
No. No person has a monopoly of knowledge.
And so why do they change tutors? Because I remember last week was Miss Sarah Odua.
Okay. They divided the courses. You know, like you are going to have 8 weeks. So they just each week, each tutor, each week, each tutor, each week, each tutor.
So is it 8 tutors they have?
Yeah. Some will handle some will handle maybe 2 topics. Some will handle 1.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now we need to be fast. Today is the last day, so there are a lot of things we need to cover. There's a lot of things we need to cover. You know, one of the things that's been weighing us down is most of them is not even your fault. Is this installation? Because I knew if we had installed these things, the installations were okay. Just imagine we are learning JavaScript. We won't be having problem with all these installations. So that's a very big, painful experience. So because of the installations and 1 or 2 things, we are not up to speed. So I'll find a way so we'll be up to speed. So we cover a lot. We see how much we cover a lot, so that we will cover a lot. Yeah. Let me go to our topic for today. Let me go to our topic for today. We've talked about structs. Can anyone remember what we did last?
We did last, I think I have.
We did numeric operations. I think it's pretty forward. We've talked about enums. We've talked about structs. Yeah. And assessing and modifying structs. We've done that. We talk about control flows. You know, do you have an idea what we call control flows? Things that has to do with if else, loop. Okay. Control flows and functions in Cairo. The ability to run some code depending on whether a condition is true, and to run some code repeatedly while a condition is true are basic building blocks in most programming languages. The most common control flow of execution of Cairo codes are if expression and loops. If expressions and loops. For the purpose because of what's happening now, I might not be typing these codes. I think I'll copy them, I paste them, then we look at it, we dissect it, we look at it, and understand how these things flow. We look at how a simple control flow. I hope you guys can see my screen. Now, let's look at this code. We are going for if expression. How if expression is not so different from what you see in other programming languages. If you have written some programming stuffs with other languages before. This is an if expression. We are saying let number equal to 10. If you look at line number 3, you observe something. We didn't assign it a data type, you know, like doing something like this. Remember I said, even if you don't do it, by default, is given a felt. A felt by default is behind the hood, it works like this. But please, it's very good to give it a data type, not relying on felt252 to fill in the gap. Why we do it? So that we avoid what we call underflow and overflow. As you progress, you will really understand why we really have to give every data type. Every data is own data type. Okay. Okay. Now, I said let number equal to 10. If number equal to 10, print correct number. If I run this code, Emmanuel, tell me what will be the output. If I should run this code now, if I should run it on a terminal,
yeah.
First of all, tell me what's the command to run something on to run a Cairo code if I want to run it.
Scab Cairo then -run.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's good. Nice one.
Yeah.
So if I should run this thing now, what happens?
Okay, let number equals to 10. If number is equal to 10, print correct number. It will just print out correct number because you've not put what should come out there.
Beautiful, beautiful, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now we have a provision where we can use else, and I will tell you what we run. What will be the output if we should run this?
The output right down will be wrong number.
Why? You are right, oh, you are right, oh, but why?
Yeah, because it's it's an optional kind of function. If number is equals to 10, it will print in the terminal correct number. But right now, number is equals to 1, which is not 10. So if the number is equals to 10, it will print correct number. Else, to print wrong number. At this point, it's not 10, it is 1, so it prints wrong number.
You are right. You are right. Your explanation is even. What language would I say? More writer. Let me use that word. Let me borrow that word. That's a nice one. So it means that the class now we understand why we use if and why we use else. Now let's look. We'll look at another stuff. Let's look at the loop. The loop word. The loop keyword. Dave, you can see you are right. The terminal has confirmed that you are right. Okay, now this is a loop. Now, do you know why we use this mute? We are saying let mute counter equals to 0. This is what we have assigned to it initially. And we say we should loop. If counter is equal to 10, we should break. You know the name, what break means? Just, it means kind of stop.
Stop, yeah.
It's a keyword, it means stop. And we come to line 16, we say if counter is equal to 4, counter plus 1, continue. It means go ahead. And it said print hello Gideons. This is this curly brackets is a placeholder. It means this is where the container, the counter will be placed. It's just that's just let's call it a coding style. And the counter should be in line 21. We say that this counter should be, you should add 1. You should add 1. You know, it starts from 0. So it means that you should add 1. You should add 1. You should add 1. But if it gets to 4, add another 1. Then you continue. Now, when we look at the terminal, this is what we get. You know, it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's supposed to be 4. But, you know, we gave an instruction on line 17 that it should add 1. Then we should continue. I hope, okay. That's good. So even if we don't really understand it, just play around it. Try to play around it. Try to manipulate it, play around it, make mistakes. You will learn. So that's important keywords. The continue, the break, and the loop. Now let's go to another. We talk about the for loop. I will advise you, if you don't know anything about loops in Cairo, you see the for loop, you must. So that's the loop you'll be working mostly with. Let's say 99% times, that's what you will be working with. It's not so different from what you're from other programming languages. Now we have a list. We say let numbers equal to this list. That's 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. And we want to print everything that is inside these numbers. Now I think I told we talked something about span. Have I mentioned anything about span?
Yes, I don't think I've heard that before.
Okay. You remember with okay, I thought I did. What this span is doing is it's taking a snapshot. There's, you know, this Cairo program could be crazy. If you are conversant with other programs and you are learning Cairo for the first time, it could be crazy. It doesn't really follow convention, you know, because it's a provable language. So it doesn't really stick to conventions we are normally used to in other languages, because in other languages we don't need this. But because of their memory, safety, and ownership, so that's why some concepts are being introduced. So what this thing is trying to do is just taking a snapshot of what are in these numbers, because you know that these numbers will be called outside the scope. Outside the scope. I know that I'm looking for the right words, how to simplify this, but it's not a problem. It's not a problem. As you are progressing, it becomes natural to you. It becomes natural to you. It becomes second nature to you. So don't feel so frustrated that you really don't understand or what's this. Just keep on practicing. Keep on taking notes of these stuffs. It will come natural to you. You will really understand why we put these things. So we want to print every number in the numbers. So this is the convention. We do 4. numbers, number. That's each. This could be anything, or it could be anything. It could be, you could name it N. But as long as the printing is N to here. Didn't get it well. As long as it's it will still go. But for clarity's sake, let's just keep it. So once we run this program, what are we expecting? It will print these numbers line by line. It's like this thing is a bit buggy. It's not as fast as I want it to be. And before I forget, there are some resources that I will be sending out to you. It prints out these numbers line by line, 10, 20, 30, 40. So take note, at least if I should give you a number and I say you should print it out, your best bet is using a for loop. And you are going to meet this thing a lot in Cairo programs. It's simple and straightforward. Once you know how to run this, you know how to run any for loop in Cairo. It's not a big deal. Before I forget, let me. I think I need to give you. There's this material. Have I told you about? There's a material. Let me find something. I need to give you some resources that will really help you on your way. Okay. I'm dropping some things on. I will be dropping some things on the call. You know, this Cairo, they have an AI. It could be helpful. They have their documentation. It's called Cairo Book. You can explore more. While you read this, the slides, the essence of the slides is to help us teach and help you learn. But once you have a hands on some basic stuffs, you can dive into the documentation and explore deeper. How many of us know how to do prompt engineering? That's, I mean, how to ask AI questions for better results. I know we've looked at functions. We've looked at functions, but there are one or two things I want us to know about functions. At least most of the things we've been doing here, we've been writing functions, but just to add, just to butter one or two things, there are conventions, there are some writing conventions you follow when you are writing functions. If you observe, you will see that they are all in low caps, no capitals. If the words are much, you can add an underscore. There's another thing. You know, while you are writing codes, let me give you one step. Let's say I sent this on the call. Scab FMT. This is to format your code. It helps a lot. You saw what happened now. Did you guys notice what happened? So it helps you, like when your codes are, they're not well arranged. You just use that scab format. Yeah, it brings the codes, it brings makes them to be well arranged. That's the essence of the scab format. I sent the code on the call. So, like for example, let me give you some. Let's look at some stuffs here. Like I said, because of time, it's better I do copy and paste so that we'll cover much things we need to cover. The functions, they can have parameters. Like, for example, if I should print hello world, I don't need any parameter. This is where you place your parameter. But this time around, I want a function to add number. First number, then I assign it a U64, second number U64. Then I run the print command. It comes out like this. This function, the function on line 7, it has parameter, but this one, it's just trying to tell you that functions can have parameters or not. Now, can have parameters or not, yeah. So, function main
I'm sorry, sir. Please, is this main a keyword?
Yeah, it's a keyword. It's an inbuilt. I didn't develop like these functions that I'm writing, add numbers. I'm the one that developed the name of the function, but this one is inbuilt.
So must you use it in every
all
code?
Cairo, all Cairo programs, the main function is the entry point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, sir. So, sir, please, what's the difference between this function name you created and this inbuilt main? The Cairo inbuilt function name, which is main. Like, what's the difference between the one you created and the main?
You say, what's the difference between the function main and what?
And the ones you created, like the add number and the add number.
Okay. This add number is, I will call it custom. I'm the one that designed it. I want it to be this way. I can decide add. Okay, if you want line 7, I gave it a name, add number. I can decide to make it add numbers. I'm the one that is creating it. I'm the one that is defining it. But this function main, I'm not the one that is defining it. It's inbuilt.
Okay.
So what you just do, no matter whatever you do, you want to call a function. That you want to run. In fact, is the entry point of Cairo programs. Like if I want to do any function call, this is where I call. Okay, let me give you an example now. This is function add numbers, and I want to call it. You see the function is like this is called function call.
Okay.
I define the function on line 7 and I'm calling it on line 13. I have to do it inside the main.
Okay.
For Cairo programs, but let me just hint something. But next week, when you people will be learning about smart contract development, what we are just doing, we are learning the Cairo codes. When you'll be learning smart contract development, it's going to be a little different ballgame altogether. What we are trying to do now is to learn the Cairo program. So, but when we'll be using the Cairo programs to write smart contracts, it will be quite a different game from what you are seeing now. We're just trying to learn Cairo now. So for now, just know that the entry point of all Cairo programs is the function main.
Okay, so sir, okay, sir. In summary, now, what is something like, even if you write 100 lines of code, the entry point for those code it must be inside the function main.
Yeah, that's what you call them.
Okay,
these programs, they would, that's why, because if I, just like this is a function now, and I want to, this is a function that is taking 2 parameters, and I want to call it.
Okay.
I'll call it inside this function main. Just know that that's just straightforward.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir, excuse me. I have one other question. Just one more question.
What?
Show the code again. Show the code again. Please, in your line 8, where we have the print line, display number, and the curly bracket now. Okay, I understand. I understand what the first num plus you're adding the 2 parameters together. Yeah, I understand what the curly bracket is. It's a placeholder there. I understand it. Then I want to ask, this display number now, why is it there? Like, is it compulsory?
No, I can decide to make it like this. It's just a design choice. It will still run.
So okay, so if I put only the curly bracket and print,
the curly bracket is just a placeholder to hold the information.
Yes,
just a placeholder to hold these two numbers.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Just to hold them. That's the function of the curly bracket.
Okay.
No, that's just it.
Okay, so any other thing can enter before the curly bracket. I can type anything inside. Any words of my choice inside before the curly bracket.
Yes.
Okay.
Even some might even prefer to do it like this. It's just choice. Let's look at another option.
Okay.
I think let me see whether this works. This is another way of doing it. This is a very simple way. If you don't want to, you just want to be straight to point. So if I should run this program now, what is going to be the output? Prince.
Sir,
Prince, what would be the output if this program is being run?
Okay, let me see.
I'm coming. What happens if I should run this?
Okay, let me see. I don't. I mean, it should be this is 10 plus 30. It should be 40.
It should be
40. This is 10 plus 30. It should be 40. Because the parameters are holding 10 and 30.
Okay, you are right. But let's confirm. Let's wait for this to confirm. My scalp is running slow. Maybe there's a lot of things running on my machine. But let's confirm from Cairo does not lie. You are lucky. Honestly, you are lucky. Okay.
Now I understand.
Nice one.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Let's go to another. Let's talk about statement and expression.
Yeah, I have a question here, please.
Okay.
Now, we wrote a function. This function we just wrote.
Okay, let me go back to the content.
Yeah, in Cairo, what is the exact the exact name for it? Because this function does not return any value, and usually when we say function, it is something that returns a value, but in this case, it doesn't return any value.
Okay. This function doesn't return any value. You know, there are two types of okay, let me just you know, basically what the blockchain does, in a nutshell, what the blockchain does is to write information to the chain and to read information from the chain. So when he's writing to the chain, he's not returning any value, but when he's reading information from the chain, it will be returning a value. Lamel, just next week, you will be writing smart contracts where you will see functions that are returning values and functions that are reading, writing values. You know, like, I don't want to go too far. You know, when he's returning value, okay, just be patient. Next week, you will be on that. You will be on that topic. You will know about functions that return values and the ones that don't, because
someone is raising their hand.
Okay,
because usually when a function doesn't return a value, in some settings we call it procedure, because it's just a procedure that does something. But when it's a function, it returns a value. That's usually, in other languages, that's what a function and a procedure is, the difference between the two. So I was curious about what Cairo actually calls those.
Okay, in Cairo, just I can say in smart contract development with Cairo, just have in mind, basically what the functions do, they write to the blockchain and they read from the blockchain. The ones that read from the blockchain return values, and the ones that write to the blockchain, they don't return values. When you start smart contract development with this Cairo language we'll be learning, I think you will understand better. You will understand better.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Just hold on. You will understand better.
All right, chop.
Okay. Let's talk about statements and expressions. Expressions evaluate to a resultant value. Expressions do not end with a semicolon. Statements don't evaluate to a resultant value, and statements end with a semicolon. Now, the best way to look at things are when they're in code is more simplified than. Let's just know the difference between statements and expressions. Like, for example, when I say let y equal to 6, this is a statement. It doesn't return a value. It's just a statement. But when I say let x equal to 3, this is a statement. When I say x plus 1 will return something. This is an expression. Let me not put this. I will ask you what's going to happen. I hope you are flowing. Or if there's anything you don't understand, please let me know. The essence of this, what I want to touch, is for us to know the difference between statements and expressions. Simply, almost what we have been doing statements and expressions without knowing. It's just to make us to understand this is a statement, this is an expression. If something is returning a value, we call it an expression. If it's not returning a value, we call it a statement. Just the way it is, we are just stating that y is equal to 6. But when we say z plus 1, where z is 3, So it's like 3 plus 1. It's not a statement, it's an expression. And one of the ways you know a statement is it ends with a semicolon, whereas expressions, they don't end with semicolons. For example, this code in line 9, it ends with a semicolon, so automatically is an expression. It automatically is a statement. So when I was learning Cairo, I found this tricky. Let's look at this code. Now, what do we expect the X and Y values to be? Can anyone, looking at this code, what do we expect the X and Y values to be? Things where you are quiet, help us.
I think X is supposed to be 4. Is that correct?
X is supposed to be 4. Then Y what?
Y should be 6.
Y should be 6. Well, you guys are even coding without running anything. You are moving fast. You have like you have a programmable mind, or are you guys AIs? Let's see what happens.
Y should be 6 and X should be 4.
Why? I know. Let's see. Y is 6 and X is 4. Kingsley, you are right. You are right. You got it. You got it. You are right. You are right. So what did I say a statement is? What's the difference between a statement and an expression?
I think you said statements don't return value while expressions do.
Sure. And the statements, they end with semicolon, whereas the expressions, they don't. Okay. Now, there is something you guys will be working so much on when you are developing smart contracts, is working with structs and functions. You are going to work with a lot of structs and functions. Structs and functions. Now, we are going to study this code. If you don't even understand anything today, you see this one, you must, or less we'll stretch this class to maybe 2 a.m. Lami, what's the time in Abidjan now?
Oh, it's 8:47.
8:47. It's like we're ahead of you guys.
Yes, you are ahead 1 hour.
Okay, 1 hour is not much.
Sorry, is that an African country?
Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire. It's an African country.
Okay.
You know Didier Drogba. I think you know Didier Drogba.
Yes.
Lamel is related to him.
Serious.
If you don't know where Côte d'Ivoire is, let me remind you that we won the African Cup of Nations over your team.
Okay.
that was very painful. We scored first and they came behind and won.
Yeah.
I nearly cried that day. And we won them in the opening match. I don't know how they just, you know, Ivory Coast supposed to have lost that match. I don't know how they just came back, came back. I think there was a team that trashed them 4-0. What? They sacked their coach. Before we knew what was happening, they came to the final, met us, and they beat us 2-1. Okay, let's see how we can beat Cairo 2-1 now. Now let's look at structs and functions, how we use structs in functions. Now, I hope you people remember line 2. Give me a thumbs up if you remember. I mentioned something about Chioma. Chioma, you did meaningful contribution. You have been doing meaningful contributions, but you seem to be quiet today. What's the problem? Is Chioma online? Chioma.
Okay, sorry, you're breaking up.
Okay. I said.
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm here, sir.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Good. That's good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we want to design a struct, and we name is a book struct, and we decide that the title will be a felt, the author will be a felt, and the publication year will be a U25. If I ask you now, can somebody give me, if I ask you, let's design a struct, and let that struct be struct students. How will you design it?
Name.
Okay, name. Then what will you give the data type?
Byte array.
Wow, you like this byte array. Then what again?
Maybe the age of the student.
Okay.
Yes, I think I'll give it U16 or U8.
Okay, let's go with U8. No person lives more than 100 years this time.
Exactly. Then the department.
Beautiful. Even if you don't say any other thing, I think you've said it all. Department. That's a nice one. And it will be what? What do you do?
I would say byte array, but it can also be felt 252.
Yeah, you're on point. No need. You're on point. Yeah. This simply how to design a struct. I hope because you're going to meet this thing a lot. You are going to meet it a lot. Structs. Now, I have designed this struct book. Okay, it's like I collapsed. I've designed this struct book. Now I want to design a function. I say display book details. Now it will have a parameter book. You know, now if you look at this struct on line 5, we have title and we have the data type. But look at the arguments we passed in the display book details. We are putting book and we are putting book. This one is what we call custom data type. You understand? This book, this is an argument, and we're saying this argument, the data type is the book, the struct. Now we say you should print in this format the book title, then the placeholder means book title will be there. The book author means the book author will be here. The book published year, which means this will be here. So we have designed two things. We have designed the function and we have designed the struct. Now, we want to make an instance of the book. You know the struct, I want you to know, struct is not an instance. You know what an instance means? It's an example. Struct is like it's trying to arrange the data, say like, this is how I want the data to be. Now we are giving an instance of the book. An instance means an example. And we give it a name, my book. I hope you understand how, I want you to understand how we design these things, the way we design it. Because this is very, honestly, if you can really understand these structs and functions, wow, you will never be lost, because you are going to, next week, you are going to be writing smart contracts. So once you understand these basics, no matter how they manipulate the code or no matter how they destructure anything, you won't get lost. So I now want to create an instance, an example of a book. This time around, the title is Rainmaker. The author is Mike Doe. No, let's put Shoma, because she's the one that designed this. And the year is 1990. And now we do a function call, adding the parameter my book. So when this gets printed out, it gets printed out in this format. Just this way we design the function. Is there anything you don't understand? If anyone is confused with what we did, please point my attention. I can explain it again.
Sir, please show the code again. Just play the code again.
Okay. See, I will advise you, you don't learn anything by looking at codes. You learn better when you type it yourselves. It might look so simple, but you'll be surprised when you type it. You've missed one comma. You missed one semicolon. You missed one dot. The errors will start to show. Then you correct yourself. You rewrite it. Before you know it, your muscle memory gets supercharged, and it becomes second nature to you.
So I have a question.
Okay.
Oh, you can go back to the code, please.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry. You said if we, how do I put it? My book right now.
My book is an instance, is an example. That is how, what I'm trying to say is that when you design a struct, we design a struct book, and you want to design an example, an instance. You want to make an instance that's a real book. We have designed it. You want to make a real book. This is the design. This is how you write the code. Okay. There's something. Let me go back to what Shoma did. Okay, please hold on. You will answer these questions now. You'll be the one that will. Let me. Don't know why I cleaned this. Now this is a struct student.
Yes.
Now, following this design, how do you instantiate a student? What do I write now?
Okay.
How do I instantiate a student?
Let's.
Okay, I'll be typing. Let what?
Dave. Maybe. Or
Okay. Let's just say call it Dave. There's nothing. Anything, you can go with anything. Let Dave.
Equals to
Mm-hmm.
Student.
Even the machine, this.
Then the curly brackets.
Okay.
Then the name.
Okay.
The name will be Dave. Dave again.
What do you want to give the name? What?
Dave.
Dave.
Yes.
We have to put it in a, is it single?
Yes, single quotes. Single quotes.
Single, okay. Dave. Okay.
Age should be 52.
22.
Okay. And the department.
Mm-hmm.
Single quotes.
Single quotes, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Science engineering.
Then you are right. Don't worry, these things they will see go off. It's like this, this thing is slow. As long as we got it.
Someone's using his hand.
Okay. Who is raising his hand? Moses.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay, so if I get this struct is like an interface when we come to something like Java or TypeScript.
No. What we call interface, struct. If you read the slide, is a how I say it's kind of, what will I call it? No, it's not. What is called an interface? You will meet it on next week. We call it threads. Threads are interfaces. You will meet it. Interface is a function that doesn't have an implementation. That's simply what an interface is. In Cairo, they call it threads. You will meet it next week.
Okay, if I may, to help clarify. Okay, struct, you can see structs as blueprints. You see, it's like it's a blueprint of a house. Okay, you make a house, you make blueprints first, and then you go on the field and you make the house. So the making of the house will be the instantiation of the house. That's an instance of the blueprint that you have.
Yeah. I think that's the best description I've had of struct. Lame, you are sure? Yeah. It's like a prototype, you know, where you go to want to get out. Hello, Chidi.
No.
Okay. It's like the struct is like a protocol. You know, when you want to build a house, an architect draws the plan and he gives you the plan. Then you now go and replicate the plan.
Okay, just like class and objects in JavaScript.
Class and objects. Object. Oh.
Yes, in a way. Yes.
It's quite. I think the way Lame described it, the way Ouattara described it, I think that's the best description. Is the best description he has done. That's the best. Just see it as a blueprint, how he wants you to store data. You know why this thing is behaving like this? Who was the guy that we did that designed this struct?
So that was me.
The this thing is gone off. You know why we had that error?
No.
No, this like I mentioned something about this line too. Derive, drop, copy. It's just that's their convention. You need to put it. It's for memory management and ownership. It means drop and copy. You just anytime you design a struct, you just have to put them. So with what we have seen today, if I ask you to design a struct, it won't be a problem.
No, it won't, sir. That's fine.
You won't now. That's the essence of all these slides, so that if you get lost, you can come to the you see those screenshots I gave you. They are very important. If you can really master them and understand what is going on in those screenshots, I bet you are good to go. You're almost good to go. So that's it. So this is just a simple way or how to work with structs. This time around we have used structs with functions, not only structs alone. We have done structs with functions. Who else? Moses, can you design? Can we design one more? Or you understand this?
I understand, but let's go, sir. Let's design another one.
You will be the one, no, not me.
Okay.
Okay. So you wait. You will tell me what I'll be typing, then I'll be typing. Because I gave you people enough assignments yesterday to type.
Okay. Let's go with school. School.
School. Okay. Remember, it's capital letter. It starts with capital letter. That's the convention.
Okay.
Then what else should I do?
Curly brackets.
Okay.
And name. Name. Then the name should have the data type of felt 252.
Felt 252. Then comma. Then.
Yes, then
what's next?
Address.
Okay.
Address byte array.
Address a byte array.
Yes, sir.
If you guys can do this thing off head the way you are doing it, you will go far.
Then what else?
I just want to...
Okay, just founding date. Hope it's not going to be long.
Okay.
Founding date.
Then what will it be?
Founding date. We can use byte array because most times it might really be in long strings.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I like that.
Okay. For now, I can't really remember any other thing that a school can have. I know there are a lot of things.
Okay, let's go with these three. Let's go with these three.
Okay. Then having the instance
now,
of the.
So you can add the school population.
Okay, let's add population for him. Okay, population, Abi?
Yes.
Population. The population, they are big. Then what data type should we use for the population?
We can use U32.
Beautiful. U32. That's a nice one. But if it's a country, you better go with U56 because it will be in millions. So, but this one is okay since we are making progress.
Okay. Then the instance of the school.
I'm coming.
Okay.
So the instance of the school. Then what do I type first?
Let's say prime college.
Prime college.
equal to school. That's the data type now, school.
Okay.
Then open curly brackets.
Well, good.
The name equal name column prime.
Name is prime.
Yes, sir. Single quotes prime. That is, yes, in single quotes prime.
That's what I wanted you to do.
Right.
Single quotes.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry I did double. Don't sorry about that.
Yeah, prime. Then comma. What else? Found
let's check what we did before. We did address.
Okay, address. Let's just say Lekki, Lagos.
Well, that school must be expensive.
Double quote Lekki, Lagos to save the space, although it can take more than that. Double quotes are double quotes.
Yeah. Okay, double quotes.
But it's a byte array, so.
Okay.
Like Lekki, Lagos. Then comma founding date. We can say founding date, double quotes.
Founding dates, you know, is in numbers, though.
Oh.
You know, it's in numbers. We don't need.
Yes.
It's not a string. It's a number. It's a string. It's not a number. So we don't need to put any double quote or single quote.
Yes, but according to the data type that was used during the struct definition.
I'm coming. What did we do? It's like we've made a mistake. Oh.
So I intentionally.
Okay, you want it to be in letters.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So double quotes. We can say 2/10/2020. 2/10/2020. Then comma population.
Mm-hmm.
300. Yes.
Okay. Don't mind these red lines. This thing is still booting. I don't know why it's slow today. It will go off after everything.
Okay.
So
okay.
Don't mind you at your on point. So this now we can now, what I've seen today, we can now all design a struct, an instance of a struct, and run the functions. That's good. Please, you can still, when you after class, you can still look around it, manipulate things, make mistakes, and if you still have any problem or any issue, you hook me up. Now we said something about memory management. No, there was somebody in class, I think we wanted to discuss, somebody made mention of that we should have, he wants to have a hint about how this memory management and ownership works. I don't know whether the guy is, the dev came to class today. Forgotten his name. Don't know whether he's around today. Wow, okay. Now, what is this memory management stuff? Memory management. Look at the main points. Memory management is all about each variable in Cairo has an owner. There can only be one owner at a time. When the owner goes out of scope, the variable is destroyed. The assignment I'm giving you, this is part of the assignment. Don't worry, you will get the Google. They will send you the assignment. So I'm just giving you a hint. I will explain all these things with code because there's one thing I like software design, right? Software engineering. You know, reading so much, you might not really understand it, but when you write the codes, I think it drives the point home better. I repeat again, each variable in Cairo has an owner. There can only be one owner at a time. When the owner goes out of scope, the variable is destroyed. Now, let us take an example of a variable. Wow, okay. We are having an error on line 6. Do you know why we're having an error on line 6?
Yes, sir.
Dave, you said something.
I said yes. I said yes.
Okay, why? Why are we having error on line 6, on line 7?
If I understand what you said correctly, you said a variable can only belong to a particular owner at a time. So right now, sir?
Yeah, go on. You are doing well. You're doing well.
I'm not sure. Maybe I might interchange it or so. The variable x belongs to the variable 5, or the integer 5 belongs to x. So another variable 6 or another integer 6 cannot belong to that same x. Or maybe there's another way. Maybe it's x that belongs to 5 and x cannot belong to 6 again. I'm not so sure.
You have an idea. You have an idea. From what I said, you have an idea of what's happening. That's good. It's a nice one. It's a nice one. It's a nice one. Now, there are 2 ways we can manipulate this. We've been using that method since on line 4. There's something we will do, and line 6 we go off. Because we said let x equals to 5. So if we want to manipulate that same variable, because it belongs here, what keyword should we use? Chidi.
We can add mute to when we're defining x so that we'll be able to change it along the way.
Where should I add the mute? Before x or after? Where?
Yeah, before x, in between let and x.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Very, you on point. Now there's another way, but this one is the most popular way. You can do this. This way is called shadowing. Shadow. It's called shadowing. But the best way to go about it, which most devs use, is the way Moses proposed by putting mute here. So at least we have hands-on. We are having an idea of what memory management is. Very good. We understand it. I bet you understanding it now this way, as time goes on, as you are learning, as you are progressing from week 2 as you are progressing from week 2 to week 3 to week 4, you will understand it better. And I know before week 8, you guys are going to be wizards. So that's a nice one. Now let's talk about constant. We haven't all these times we've been talking about variables. We have not said anything about constants. But before we stay constants, wow, constants are variables. So constants are variables. But the difference in constant, the difference between variable and constants is like the constants, they don't change. They don't change. And you name them with capital letters. For example, this is an example of a constant. Let me give you an example of what I mean, how you design constants. When you're designing constants, you put the constant keyword and everything is all capital letters. You put the constant keywords and everything is all capital letters. This is how you declaration for constant declaration for a variable. This is how it means that in constant, mute don't work. You know, if it was a variable, we could have put let. But in constant, we don't do that. We don't do that. And it's all in capital letters. Now, there are many ways we can, let me give you the styles we can use to design constants before we you remember what was this line 6 from line 6 to line 9? What's this? Is a struct, huh? Hello? Am I communicating?
Yes,
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. From line 6 from line 6 to line 9, we designed a variable called struct. So this struct, if you want to make it a constant, this is how it goes. You name the keyword constant. You name the instance we are creating. We call it struct instance in capital letters. And the variable type is a struct. We name it any struct. Equal to struct, curly brackets. Now we fix the A to be 0, the B to be 1. This is not rocket science. It's just trying to know this is how we go about, designing structs as constants. Now the same goes with enums. This is an enum. Enum, any number. Move, stop. If we want to design constants for them, this is the approach we use. This is just a very straightforward stuff. There's no big deal. And the second to the last thing I want us to touch is about ownership. Ownership is related with memory management. It's part of memory management. You are going to see this thing a lot in smart when you are on week. On the second week, you're going to see it a lot. Let's look at how this ownership works and see what we can learn from it, because it's better you know it now. And yeah, now we are having an error on line 9. It throws an error because variable was previously moved. You know, it's part of what do we call it? What I forgot. Memory management. Now this on line 2, we declared a function, and the same array, we moved it down. It's out of scope. It's come to line 9, and it's throwing an error because we have moved it. We need to modify it. You know, like the other one we did, we used the mute keyword. But now we use the mute keyword because it was a variable. Now it's a function. So what we use is a ref keyword. We put the ref keyword here. Now we go to line 9 where this error is, and we put a ref keyword. The error goes out, but it still comes back to line 8. We put a ref keyword. This is how we deal with when we are making like when we are making it's like you know, let's just say this is the way it works for functions, unlike the way it works for variables. This ref means that this function, once you see ref in a keyword, it means that this function is writing to a state. You will meet it in your smart contract week. The third week, you will meet it. The ref simply means a keyword that this function is writing to a state. And this is how you manipulate make the data mutable. Now, another one is snapshots. Yeah. Just take note of these things. You are going to see it a lot next week. Now, line 8 is giving a problem. This one, this function we want it to read from the blockchain. We want to take a snapshot. It's called snapshots. You know, once you are reading from the chain, you are taking a snapshot. And we normally decorate it this way by using the @ sign. Then you go to line 8, make an @ sign. Oh, I'm sorry, line @ sign. And it comes to line 7, you make an @ sign. The error goes out. What it's trying to tell you is like whether you are writing to the state or reading to the state. When you are writing to the state, you use the reference keyword. In memory management, it makes the data to have ownership. You know, that's the way the memory management works. But I don't want you to be so much overwhelmed with what I'm trying to pass along. But John, I want you to have an idea of all this, because when week 3, when the instructor will be taking you on these things, I don't want it to be new. I don't want it to sound strange. You haven't heard about it before. I want you to, yes, we have an idea. Even if you forget it, you can go back to your slide. You can go back to the code and say, yes, I have an idea of what you are saying. And as he's writing that code, you will now understand, okay, is it why this thing was showing this error? Is it why we have to do it this way? Is it why we have to design it this way? That's very important for now. I hope I'm clear. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Moses.
Please.
Okay. That's all for now. Now, I sent a link. One more thing we need to do. I need to introduce you to. It's called a Stark. This app. That's the last thing we have to do today. Starkling app. Please, it's an exercise. It will help. It will help you in this course, especially what we have done. I sent a link. No, it's not this. It's not this. It's not this. It's not this. Let me send it on the call. You see, I think you guys have seen that Starkling app. Click on it. Are you guys there? Who has opened the site? Nice one. Prince, have you opened the site?
I've opened the site, sir.
Okay, Moses, that's good.
Yes,
hey,
sir. It's still loading.
Okay.
My phone is slow.
Ozemena. Shioma Jesus. Dave, what's up? Have you opened the site?
Yes, it's open now.
Okay, that's cool. Now go to where you see that connect GitHub, that tab. Connect your GitHub.
Sorry, sir. So I think my own is saying something like register for.
No, just I think that's an advert. That's an advert. It's like they're having an advert. Just delete that stuff. Delete it.
Sir.
Just register it. Yeah?
I'm in, sir. What's next?
Yeah?
I'm in.
Now, register. Hello? Register your GitHub account. Follow the instructions there.
Yes, I have.
Okay, you've done that.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so fast.
Right now, you should show me an interface that says I should start coding.
I didn't get you well.
I said it's showing me an interface that displays start coding.
Okay, I'm coming.
You referred us back to the menu.
Yes.
Let me open mine. Like my network is a bit sluggish today. Let me show you something. Now, like I've already registered before. Now click that start coding. Are you on the same page with me when you click that start coding? For people that have opened their people that have registered their desktop.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Now, intro 1. I've done most of this, most of the stuff. So that's why it's showing green. Now, if yours is the page has opened. So intro 1 is saying, welcome to Starkling Cairo version 1. This exercise doesn't do anything yet, but still compiles Cairo file getting run. Needs to have a main function for this file is a valid Cairo file. Other exercises will require you to write Cairo code to make the exercise file compile. You know what this exercise? This exercise is like on the far right. Then you will see some codes. If they are wrong, they won't compile. You have to do one or two things. You have to add or remove one or two things for them to compile. Like this. Now, click compile. Because I don't see anything wrong with this code. When you click compile, what happened?
I think it's, should I say compiled, and it's now showing another icon for next.
Okay, that means you've gotten it right. It's just a sample. It means that this, my internet is a bit slow. It means that you've gotten it right. Now, go to intro 2. Go to intro 2. Wow, why are these people behaving? Don't show again. This code, this exercise won't compile. Can you make it compile? Why do you think this exercise will not compile?
Because there's no line of code in it.
Okay. You are right. So, what line of code do you think we should put there?
Let's put.
I think it should be the
main function
main.
has to be, huh?
Is it a function main?
Function main, you know, is the entry point to any Cairo program that doesn't
enough.
have a function main. It won't, nothing happens. So put the function main, then bracket, function main bracket, and curly brackets. Close and open. Then you hit the file. Let's see what happens.
Says the submitted code compiles perfectly. Click next whenever you are ready to proceed.
Okay, that's another one. So this is how you'll be solving these exercises one by one, one by one, one by one. There are many. By the time you finish solving them, you know that you are good to, you are good, you are good. Now look at this code. Function main. He's saying x equals to 5. Print this on line 3. What do you think that is wrong with this code? Hello? Variable 1, what run variable 1? What do you think is wrong with this code?
It's missing a semicolon at the end of the print statement.
Missing a semicolon at the end of the statement. Okay, let me put it. Look at line 2. Look at line 2.
Yeah, there is let. The keyword let.
There's no let, so it has to be a let. Now compile it. Let's see what happens. Did it compile? Did it compile? Did it compile?
Yes, it did.
Yeah,
okay, fine. Okay, I've given you a clue. So see what you do now. Please keep on practicing those stuffs. I have solutions to most of them. So if you have any, you encounter any, just hook me up. I'll send you the code and explain to you why is that way.
Okay, sir.
So please practice them. It will really help you a lot. It will really help you a lot. I think we spend 2 hours now. So we need to rest. We need to calm down our brain and refreshing. So we have to call it a day.